Yo, what's good, YouTube? Back with the Prez. You already know. So today, I'm going to talk to you about training. Training 101. How I train, how I believe the best method to training is, how you should recover, everything that I know about training. Remember, guys, I went to college for exercise science and nutrition. I also got 3 certifications through NASM. That's National Academy of Sports Medicine. I also study. I'm always learning. I'm always studying on my own. I listen to leaders in the industry. I listen to doctors. And I don't only listen to things I want to hear. I listen to things that I don't want to hear and the opposite sides of my views, so I could always have, valid viewpoints on both opinions, both sides of the spectrum. So when it comes to training, just recently, I came across a book by an old school bodybuilder that really opened my eyes and changed my whole style of training. So late 2019, I read a book called Building the Classic Physique, The Natural Way. I'm not going to shout out the author or the bodybuilder who wrote it. You guys can look that up yourself. So, always before I read this book, I always believed in full body training. I always knew full body training, you get the most bang for your buck. But what I didn't so much focus on was my recovery. I always knew recovery was important, but I never focused on it as much as I thought I should have. Especially now that I'm getting a little older. I've been training for almost 10 years now. There's a saying, work smarter, not harder. So I really think that's a good saying to live by. Now, training 101. My style of training, 95% of the times you see me doing routines in the park or in my gym or training a client, I'm always training full body. I always start training with shoulders first. I move from shoulders to the upper chest area, down to lower chest. From the chest, I move on to the back. From the back, I move down to the quads, hamstrings, calves. Then I start working my way back up, hit the core, and then I'll end, if I'm doing anything, with full body cardio type exercises. So, the reason why I train this way goes back to the book that I mentioned prior. So, Building the Classic Physique was written by a bodybuilder in the time when there were no steroids around. He also had one of the best physiques you're ever going to come across. So, this is where I'm getting a lot of my knowledge from. Let's back up a second. So, like I was saying, shoulders first. I train shoulders first because if you think about gravity and blood flow, once you start training your body, start moving your shoulders around, the blood flow is going to flow to your shoulders, top of your body. Gravity naturally is going to want to make the blood flow down. And remember what I said in my prior videos, when you're training a muscle, blood is rushing to that muscle. That's where the blood from your body is being pumped. It wants to receive the nutrients in the blood, and the heart is pumping the blood straight to that muscle that's being worked. Now, training shoulders first. Think about it. What's the top part of your body? First muscle group you're going to train. You're not going to train your neck. 99% of people do not train their necks. So, start with our shoulders. From our shoulders, we work our way down. After we train shoulders, we move on to our upper chest area. Think about it. Blood's flowing from our shoulders. Now it's flowing down to our chest. From our upper chest, we start going into our lower chest. Once we're done training our chest, we move on to our back. Blood is still flowing from the top to the bottom fluidly. So after our back and chest, so shoulders, chest, back. After we train our back, blood flows down naturally. You would train the core? No, but we skip the core and we go down to our quads. Quads are a big muscle group, and we go moving on right to our quads, right after our back. Now, some people may throw in arms, and sometimes I may throw in arms, but you will not see me training arms often. Remember, guys, I get a lot of indirect arm work with the calisthenic moves. I do a lot of dipping motions, do a lot of pulling motions. I'm getting a lot of bicep and tricep work in general just throughout my regular routines. So very rarely will you see me doing direct arm work. I will do it, but again, it will be rare. Now, moving on. Shoulders, chest, back, quads. After our quads, we start training the back of our legs, hamstrings. From our hamstrings, we go down to our calves. And once we're done training our calves, we start bringing the blood back up to our body. that's when you'll hit core. And you'll end with the blood centering in your body. So again, guys, blood flows from the top muscle, shoulders, all the way down to the calves, lowest muscle on your body. Once you're done training calves, you start slowly bringing the blood back up. So that's when you start working your ab movements. And then if you want to end the workout, you end the workout. But me, sometimes I like to throw in a high intensity cardio routine, such as max muscle up burnout sets. A muscle up is almost a full body movement. It is a full upper body, it's a full explosive movement. Blood is going to flow from top to bottom because your body's moving from top to bottom. So at the end of my workouts, you always see me doing burnout sets, and that's where this comes in. So now that we got down the movement style and the pattern of muscles that I train, which I said I train this way 95% of the time. Now, in my prior video, you're going to see me doing the semi-routine. Now, I said 95% of the time I train full body. There are days when I go to the park or go to the gym and I have a specific intent. And that intent was for me to try the semi-routine. Now again, training calisthenics, you still pretty much are going to work your entire upper body. And if you notice how the routine is set, it starts with dips and then goes to pulls. Now in theory, dips train your shoulders and your chest mainly. So think about it. Shoulders and chest first on the dips, pulls next, that's back. So if you think about this routine, it's still training the muscles in the pattern of blood flow that I think is optimal for training and to get the best results. Alright, now that we got down the how, let's get to the when. When do I train? Now, most people look at their training on a week-to-week basis. I used to do that in the past too, but I learned, guys, life is bigger than a week. So your training also is bigger than a week. I follow patterns. I follow 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, maybe 2 days off. Then I might go 2 days back to back, 1 day off. I enjoy taking days off. Not only do I enjoy it, I need it. When I train hard, my body is exhausted. And for me to produce optimal results, I need to take rest days. And going back to the book that I mentioned, he would recommend training 3 to 4 days max a week. But again, guys, we don't look at training as a week-to-week basis, because we could train Monday, take off Tuesday, train Wednesday, take off Thursday, train Friday, take off Saturday, train Sunday, take off Monday. In theory, you still train 4 days that week. Now you're on to week 2. Taking off Monday, we're going to train that Tuesday, etc., etc. So, if you could train optimally every other day, that would be ideal for some people. Why? Training full body allows you to hit each muscle group multiple times per week. Now, when I say multiple times per week, think about typical bodybuilders or a typical bro split when most gym goers or most new people starting out to exercise fall into. Everyone thinks, oh, Mondays, chest day, Tuesday, back day, Wednesday, leg day, Thursday, shoulders, Friday, arms. All right, so then you train chest on Monday. When are you going to train chest again? Next Monday, so you got to wait 7 days. Let me tell you guys something. After you train a muscle or train in general, there's something called muscle protein synthesis. That's the rate at which muscle is being repaired and recovered in your body. Now, it is elevated for up to 48 hours after you train. In theory, there's a theory if you could keep muscle protein synthesis elevated all the time, you would always be in an anabolic state. Anabolic meaning always in a repair and recover state. Now, when I say staying in that state, I would mean so. Like I said, your optimal muscle protein synthesis can last for up to 48 hours. So then after 48 hours, it starts to drop. So after 48 hours, you start training that muscle group again. You're getting to hit the muscle group 2 times in 48 hours. And again, you're keeping that muscle protein synthesis elevated over and over. As soon as it starts to die down, you're training the muscle or the whole body again, the muscles over again. And you're keeping the muscle protein synthesis elevated in the body over and over. It's a constant elevation. And in theory, that would mean you're always going to be in an anabolic state. So as long as you're training right, recovering in that 24 to 48 hour period when the muscle protein synthesis is recovering and it's peaking, as soon as it starts to drop off, you get back to training, and it keeps that synthesis high and allows you to hit each muscle group now multiple times a week. Now, if you think about it, you train chest 1 time a week on a Monday. You may hit 20 sets, okay? Let's say 20 sets being high. Now, you train chest Monday, you train chest Wednesday, you train chest Friday, you train chest Sunday on an every other day routine. Let's say you hit 5 sets each day. Now you're on the same thing, 5, 10, 15, 20 by the end of the week. But now you're getting 5 optimal sets. Training 20 sets, eventually some of those sets are going to start to deteriorate. Your muscles aren't going to be able to produce optimal force for 20 sets over and over and over again. Break that down into 5 sets, 4 days a week. You're going to get 5 optimal sets out each time. And again, you could even up it to 6 sets a day. Now you're doing 6 times 4, that's 24. You're increasing the volume in the same amount of time. So think about it like that, guys. Training does not always have to be in a 1 week time period. Think of it in the bigger picture. Think about training muscles multiple times a week, keeping the muscle protein synthesis elevated. And watch, if you guys start training this way, you're going to see training full body produces an afterburn effect. Your body's going to be in a caloric burning state. It's going to keep you in a state of fat burning when you're not training. So the days to come, your body's going to utilize those nutrients even more. It's going to, remember, training full body, you're going to be breaking down not just muscle glycogen from one muscle, glycogen from multiple muscles. Now the nutrients you take in are going to be optimized, filling up not just one muscle, multiple muscles. So again, it may allow you to even take in more nutrients post-workout and get the same fat burning and intake effect of not storing fat, but storing the glycogen and the nutrients in the muscle. So moving on, my ideal routine, I would train legit Monday, Wednesday, Friday, probably take off Saturday and Sunday, train again Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then a Sunday. This way I get multiple weeks in a row of training, multiple days in a row where I get to take off that Saturday, Sunday, the 1 week, and then I get to hit it every other day for a week. And again, you're still getting optimal volume by hitting each muscle group multiple times a week. You're giving your body optimal time to recover. So each time you get into the gym or wherever you train, you're able to produce the best effort you can and always get those sets in, quality sets in, good reps in. Remember, guys, quality over quantity. We don't need to be working and doing things that we can't be doing yet, or trying new moves that we shouldn't be trying yet. Basics first, get the quality reps in. That's what's going to build the foundation. That's what's going to take you to the next level. And also, when I train, I'm always training with an intent. So regardless of the day or whatever split I'm on, if I'm training Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I always have a purpose. I always have a plan ahead. So Monday may be a strength day, Wednesday will be an endurance day, Friday may be a skill day. And I'll repeat that routine for a few weeks over and over and over again. And that's how you judge progressive overload, guys. That's how you train. That's how you constantly make progress. You can't be jumping around from one thing to the next with no intent to your workout. You'll make some progress, but eventually you're going to hit a plateau and not know which direction to go. So remember, training in the gym, training with weights, it's very easy to just add a weight plate, to do this, to do that. Training in the park is a little more complicated. You know, sometimes do you always want to add 100 reps? Do you always want to do 100 rep clips? No. Sometimes you got to manipulate your body, do levers. But remember, guys, it's important to track the things that you're doing. Always work on specific skills. Have an intent, have a goal. Once you reach that goal, you can move on to another style of training. So like I said, guys, don't get so caught up and trying to be able to do everything at once. Pick a specific intent, work on that. Work to get better at things, progressively overload. Work to increase your reps week by week by week. Once you get good at repping out, start adding weight. Don't just jump into doing weighted calisthenics when you can't do 15 to 20 body weight movements on your 15 to 20 reps body weight on your own already. That's just going to set you up for injury and lead you to having, like I said, less progress than you could be. Focus on one thing at a time and you're going to see the results come. So, we talked about the how, talked about the when. Now, let me tell you guys why I train. I train because it puts me in a better state. It lets me clear my mind and it makes me push myself. Most of the time, I'm training on my own, guys. I'm self-taught everything. I have a few boys that I train with consistently, but again, most of the time I train on my own. It takes a lot of willpower to train on your own and push yourself. Remember, your muscles always want to quit. You always want to give up during sets, but it takes a lot to push yourself to keep going. Having a training partner is really good, guys. That's that person to sit there and motivate you and not let you give up. That voice in your head, an extra person's voice in your head, can push you a lot farther sometimes than you can push yourself. But that being said, I enjoy training myself, I enjoy pushing myself, and I enjoy being able to push my body to limits that other people won't even push themselves to. Now, anybody can train in the gym, like I said. It's a lot easier to put weight on a bar over and over again than it is to control your own body weight. That's what drew me into the calisthenics aspect of training to begin with. 10 years ago, I saw guys jumping around on the bar, saw them repping out, and it wasn't even so much the freestyle that got me into it. It was literally the high rep endurance sets. I would just see these dudes doing 20 clips only of pulls, and it would blow my mind. I couldn't even get on the bar and do 3 pull-ups, and of course I was able to deadlift at that time. I worked out, but at that time I worked out with no intent. I was just in the gym lifting weights, busting my ass for no reason. Once I saw this whole calisthenic thing online, it changed my whole perspective. I wanted to be able to control my body like that, and from learning the basics and getting good at repping out, that's when I started to manipulate my body and try other things. Human flags, front levers, back levers, jumping around the bar. But I didn't try any of that until I got a good foundation, a good base of strength. I was a great person. I was always good at dipping. I was always good at repping out because I trained for it. That's why I started entering competitions. You never saw me enter a freestyle competition. Any competition I entered, it was a rep competition, because that's the way I started training. And reps is what got me the foundation and the body that, literally the body that you're going to see now. The statics, the freestyle, that's cool too, but that's not going to come if you're not strong in the basic main movements that you guys should be training. So I trained to better myself, I trained to push myself, and again, it's not just all about myself. I also trained to motivate other people. I trained so other people could see what I could do, and this way they could think they could do it too. Because remember, I could not do any pull-ups, maybe 3 or 4 pull-ups on the bar, and just by practicing over and over, I got my reps up. So again, I'm trying to just motivate other people, get other people into any type of fitness. It don't gotta be calisthenics, it don't gotta be weightlifting, it could be anything. Go running in the park. Remember, guys, these are tough times too now. You gotta be important about your health. You gotta take care of yourself, and fitness is one of the best things that you can do for your overall health. It's gonna improve not only your heart rate, not only your physique, but again, it's gonna improve your mental state, your clarity of your mind. It's gonna put you in a zone where it's just you versus you. And again, the only person that you're really ever in competition with is yourself. If you're worrying about other people, then you're already lost. Remember that. Worry about yourself. Because if you're worrying about other people, then you're looking back. Just look ahead and do things for yourself, and always try to better yourself. Now, with all this training stuff, I'm going to have to talk a little bit about nutrition. Quick roundup about it. Remember, guys, when you're training hard, when you're repping out, you're breaking down glycogen. So on most days when I'm training hard, when I'm doing a lot of reps, those are the days when I'm going to be eating more carbs. On days when I'm doing static, say on a day that I'm just sitting around the park practicing handstands or just practicing front levers, I'm not really breaking down much muscle tissue. Each set that I'm taking 5 to 10 minute breaks in between. Why? So I could get an optimal rep on each movement that I'm trying to do. Now remember, skill training is different than rep training and actual training. Training for skills does not put so much stress on your body and on your central nervous system as repping out, going high intensity, set after set, rep after rep. Training like that is very demanding on the body, not only on the muscles, but on the central nervous system. And that's another reason why recovery is key. If you can fry your muscle over and over, but once you fry your central nervous system, you're going to be shot. You're going to get sick. You're going to have flu-like symptoms, and then you ain't going to be able to train for days, maybe even up to a week or two. And that's going to fucking damper you even more. So remember, guys, recovery, train smart. So on skill training days you're seeing me just doing handstands, just doing front levers, which you're going to see a few clips in this past video that you just watched. Those days alone, I'm literally keeping my carbs low. I'm just eating high protein, mostly fat, low carb those days. Why? You're not putting your body through an intense workout. You're not stressing it out. You're not breaking down glycogen. You're not frying your nervous system. There's not the intent there for your body to need all those carbs post-workout. Again, You take the carbs in post-workout when your body needs them, when you know that your body needs them. Now again, guys, your body needs them when you're breaking down muscle, when you're breaking down glycogen, when you're doing an intense set after set, rep after rep workout. That's when you take in the carbs. If you're not doing that, if you're not training like that, there's no need for you guys to be ODing on carbs. Keep it more high protein, more high fat, and trust me, guys, that's how you're going to see the optimal results. Your body's going to change. That's how you're going to feel the best. Now, I hope you guys like this style of videos. I'm going to wrap it up quick. Remember, guys, I gave you guys when I train, the how I train, the why I train. A little quick tip on nutrition here and there. And don't forget, guys, like always, like, comment, subscribe, Barnatural. You're going to see more videos like this. Leave comments. I'm responding. I'm giving you videos that you guys are asking to see. Alright, guys. Peace out. Hope you guys enjoyed this stuff.